So, good evening, good evening, good evening. You'll have to bear with my throat. It's a bit worse for wear after 3 straight nights out on the town. Blame my boy Jay. I can't keep up. I'm too old for this at 40 years old. But it is what it is. And I'll be having a quiet one tonight, that's for sure. Fly, Jay, fly. Go and fly. I'm not coming. But anyway, big up to everybody who watched the last video. That wasn't yesterday. That was 2 days ago. So big up to everybody who has watched that. Big up to everybody who's been smashing the likes up on these videos. It has been insane. The traction, the watch time, the likes, the shares, the donations. You can hit the thanks and donate. And you can use the pencil in the top right when you hit thanks. And you can delete the word thanks and write whatever you want. Big up to everybody who's been moaning and crying in the comments section. Oh, he didn't mention the game against Chelsea. Well, who cares? Why are you so concerned? Because today we lost to Brentford. So what do you want me to say? Like, oh yeah, well done. We smashed Chelsea up when it don't matter. Like, is that what you want to say? If you do want to hear what I said, go and watch the Football Terrace. I was on that on Tuesday, yesterday. So I spoke a little bit about it on there. But again, if you want me to speak about it, let's speak about it. Well done. We slapped Chelsea up. No pressure FC. We absolutely mullered them. They looked rubbish. And we didn't. We looked full of beans, full of energy. We won the Florida Cup. Yes. That's probably up there with the Audi Cup. So yeah, well done. Cool. You happy now? Is that it? Like, what more do you want me to say? Oh, you're not an Arsenal fan. You're negative. You're toxic. You're a Spurs fan. You got no argument against what I'm saying. The fact and reality is everything I say about this club comes true. And again, it will in May. And the fact is, we have spent £370 million under this manager, and we still need at least 4 players to even get back into contention for top 4, really, because we missed it last season. And people go, oh yeah, but you know, last season it was just because of the squad depth. Now we're adding squad depth. Just because you lot are all putting Zinchenko in multiple positions on your little mock-ups on certain websites that you can then tweet out, doesn't mean that we've got squad depth. Just because you could put Zinchenko at centre mid and then at left back as well, doesn't make it squad depth, does it? Just because you're putting other players in different positions, like Smith Rowe at number 10, but then you can play him left forward as well. Martinelli left forward, then he can play striker as well. Doesn't mean we've got squad depth, people. Because the fact again, is we finished 5th. This manager still has a job. Edu's coming out saying when he got the job, Arteta, we had a clear plan. All the top gooners love that one. Oh, we've got a clear plan. Well done. Well, there's only one plan, and that's to win major honours. This manager is not going to achieve that. And we'll see again in May when he don't win nothing. There's a lot of people that want to sit here and cuss me off, and cool, do what you want. I genuinely couldn't care less. Real talk, because you all come back and watch it. You're negative, but I'll come back again and watch it. Oh, I'll watch it for comedy value. I don't care what you watch it for. You're still watching it. I genuinely couldn't care less the reason why you watch it. So if you don't like it and you watch it, then you're a super fan. Cheers. Because you got time on your hands, like proper amounts of time, because you're dedicated to every single video. Big up to the people that do enjoy what I do, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that actually enjoy. Oh, but they're all Spurs fans. No, they're not. There's actually hundreds of thousands of Arsenal fans on a monthly basis that will watch this channel of all different ages, all different areas across the world that actually feel the same about Mikel Arteta and Edu as I do. Now, Edu's sitting there saying that when Arteta got the job, that it was a 5-year plan. And he said, we're halfway through the plan, he said the other day in his interview, halfway through the plan. And the idea was by this season that's about to start, the results would start getting much better. What does that even mean? Because if you go back to when Unai Emery was sacked, we were joint 6th in the table. And we were, I think, 8 points or 6 points off 4th, which is the Holy Grail, according to Edu and the rest of this lot, the Holy Grail. And there was 23 games to go when he got sacked, Unai Emery. Now, fast forward, all these years later, with all that money spent, And we're no better, really, are we? People will say, oh, yeah, but the squad, it'll grow. It's got resale value. It's got this. It's got that. Nobody cares about resale value. It's not your money. I genuinely couldn't care less if a player has resale value. Then you get the prop coming out today. There's people putting stuff out about El Neni and Holding. They're such good players to have in the squad. They're good guys. Why does it matter if they're a good guy? Like, why does it matter? Why is it, oh, they're a good guy? I couldn't care less if they're a nice guy or not. Can they win you a football match? That's all I want. And the fact and reality is we have spent more money than Liverpool for 4 summers in a row now. 4 summers in a row. When can we start calling this out as what it is? Complete BS, a facade. Lower the standards by saying it's a youth project. In 2008, 2009, when we got a Champions League semi, the squad was younger than this one. Oh, but Lee, the landscape was different back then. Are you lot gardeners? Like, honestly, the landscape. How do you know? We were probably about 4. Like, real talk. What is the matter with you lot? Yeah, grow a set. This football club's a shambles. And the guy in charge of managing the team, I've seen all the prop come out for him today. I will get to the players that we need in a minute because I see a lot of you going, oh, he just sits and slags everyone off. He don't give his actual opinion on what we need. Well, I'll do that in this video as well. Why not? We'll do that as well. Smash the likes up or the dislikes. But I've seen the manager today on the Amazon documentary. I told everyone back in March, whenever it was, that it was announced it was going to be happening. I did tell everyone it's going to be the biggest Arteta loving ever. Why do we care? And if you go and watch the little clip that they've put out about the inspirational team talk, they all look confused. They're all sitting there like, okay, what's he actually banging on about? And they're all kind of like, looking like, oh, but it was inspirational, Lee, because we'd lost the first 3 games, and then he did that, and then we went on an unbeaten run. Yeah, where did we end up at the end of that 11-game unbeaten run, by the way? Oh, yeah, 7th. Seriously, you lot are starving. Real talk. All the people that are backing this like sham, and that's what it is. It's a sham run by a clown who's been managed by a clown, who's being managed by another clown, and the club is owned by another clown. It's a shambles, an absolute shambles. But keep living in Disney-esque little worlds, Disney fantasies. Mikel Arteta's the man. I'd love for somebody to please tell me what their reason is for Mikel Arteta being the guy that can guide us to the title. I don't want to hear none of this rubbish. So if anyone does think that is the case, leave it in the comment section. I'd love to hear it, because so far in nearly 3 years that he's been here, not one person's been able to give me an answer. So what is the reason why you think that suddenly this man is going to be the guy to overhaul Pep and Klopp and take us to the pinnacle of world sport? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Please put that in the comments. I don't want to hear, oh, but we're building it's a project. It takes time. What, like Liverpool and City are going to stand still? Yeah, but you know, we've got players with good profiles, yeah, and they're versatile and versatility and their flexibility. They can play multiple positions. Yeah, because Man City and Liverpool don't have that, do they? And he's gonna be one of the best coaches in the world ever. Okay, well, them two have got currently probably the best 2 managers on the planet. So what are we gonna do as a football club to bridge that gap? Because I'll tell you what, he ain't it. And you're all going to see it this season. All the people, listen, be excited if you want. I genuinely couldn't care less. But the fact is, we are not going to finish in that top 4. And there's going to be no excuses left for anyone at the end of this. And then when we get rid of him, which ultimately we are going to get rid of him at some point, if I was to put money on it, I'd say he'd probably be sacked by Christmas. Because the amount of money we've thrown at this guy, the amount of money that he's had and he's spent on Dross, the amount of players that are still here that he's given contracts to, Eddie, Xhaka, El Neni, who's the other one? Rob Holding. Oh, we're protecting his value. It's actually mad when you deep him. Every single player in that squad is his player, whether they were signed by him or not. He's renewed the contract, so they're his players. But for me, there's players that I feel could get us in the top 4 if we went and brought them. We need a right back because we've got one who's got cardboard calves, always out injured with a calf strain. We've then We've then got Becky B and Cedric as the backups. To be honest with you, none of them three are good enough for Arsenal anyway. So we need a right back. Who's the right back, I hear you cry? Why don't we put Zinchenko there? He's got versatility. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Why don't we go and buy a proper right back? A right back that fits the mould of Project Youth. Why don't we go and get Tariq Lamptey? Oh, but Lee can't defend. Oh, really? Oh, but Lee's injury prone. Really? Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure Brighton conceded less goals than Arsenal last season. So how is that possible then? How can Brighton concede less goals when apparently Lamptey is not that great and is always injured? And Lewis Dunk. Lee put Lewis Dunk in his best 11. You weirdos. How comes he's conceding less goals than the Seaside Mustafi? And apparently the rock in the back, Gabriel. How is that possible? Lewis Dunk. I don't even know who their other centre back is. I'm pretty sure none of you lot rate him. So, and then their left back, top class. We should have signed him. But right back, Tariq Lamptey. Let's go Tariq Lamptey. We need another winger. So for me, Pedro Neto all day long. That boy is going to be a superstar. He fits the mould again for Project Youth. He wouldn't be super expensive, in my opinion. I don't think he would. Yeah, and the fact is, nobody really rates Pepe anymore for some reason. He's always been the scapegoat. So we need a right winger, don't we? Pedro Neto, straight in from Wolves all day long. That boy is mustard. So let's go and get him. Go and get James Maddison, because Gibraltar guard can't score many goals. Oh, but Lee, he's going to be captain. Yeah, how dare you? He's going to be captain. I couldn't care less. Go and serve up the orange juice at half time to all the proper players, mate, because you ain't it. Go and get a goal-scoring, central attacking midfielder. James Maddison is the one. And again, he is only 25, I believe. So why not go and get him? 50 million quid. Bosh, you've now got a goal-scoring central mid. So there's 3 players straight away. Go and get Ivan Toney. Oh, you want Ivan Toney out front? Yeah, obviously none of you lot watch Ivan Toney. Yeah, because I'll tell you something now, that geezer is quality. His vision, his passing. He works hard. I know you lot love hard workers. You love hard workers. Oh, yeah, but he's got work rate. That's what you used to say about Lacazette. All these hipsters. He's got work rate. Well, Ivan Toney's got work rate. He scores goals. Outscored Lacazette last season, by the way. He works his nuts off down the channel. So you can have your versatility with him as well, because he can work the channels. And his passing is mad underrated. The geezer's quality. He wins headers, saying that none of our strikers are going to do this season because we're playing two dwarfs up front in Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus. We need an Ivan Toney up front. I've been telling everyone we needed a striker that is a taller striker, a bit of physicality that can link the play. Well, he's your guy. And again, I don't think he'd be that much money either. So there's 4 players that we could sign. They're all available because if you put the money on the table at the right money, you're going to get the player. It's as simple as that. So why not go and get Tariq Lamptey? How much would he cost? 25, 35? I don't know. Leave that in the comments. Why don't you go and get Pedro Neto? Go and get him. Why not? How much would he cost? Leave that in the comments. I'd say about 40, maybe 45 because of the age. And Ivan Toney would be around 40. Maddison would be around 50. Maybe we need another strong midfielder, because if Thomas Partey gets injured, then what's the alternative? Oh, sorry, the nice guy El Neni, of course. We need to go and get a destroyer in midfield as well. So maybe even 5 players. So it's going to be a long, tough season for a lot of people, because I'll tell you something now, the hype that has been built up around this manager, I'm still yet to see it. The hype that has been built up for most of these players, Fabio Vieira is going to be so unplayable. He's the next Bernardo. Oh, Zinchenko, the versatility. Oh, my God, Gabriel Jesus is the 7th GA in the Premier League era ever. He's 7th top. Oh, he's fantastic. Oh, my God. Yeah, Gabriel and Ben White, they're one of the best centre-backs pairings in the league. Saka, star boy, one of the best youngs. So if we got Ramsdale, he's one of the best keepers. He should be England #1. Smith Rowe, oh my God, Martinelli. So if we've got all of these fantastically great superstar players that are being put up on a pedestal up here, please do forgive me when these people don't perform to that level, because I'm holding them to that level. That's the level he's on. They're all on. So when they don't hit them levels, I'll be holding them to them levels. So don't cry all season, because It's going to be a long season for you. And then add into that the fact that we've got the manager that, well, it's just untouchable, isn't he? I mean, it's the best looking Spaniard we know. I mean, what more do you want? Yeah, it's all about looks and vibes. It's not about winning anything. What do you want to win for? Yeah, and it's kind of ironic because the trophy that he did win, how many of them players are still here? So he's overhauled the whole of that squad pretty much, apart from the ones that he wanted to keep, sign up to new deals. And he's won nothing since with his own players. Yeah, but Lee, the recruitment's got a lot better, mate. Oh, really? What about Runnison then? What about Cedric? What about Pablo Marie? Yeah, it's got better, yeah? What about this Turner guy? He was in goal today, conceded 2 against Brentford. Think about it. Yeah, it's going to be a long slug this season. Now add in the Europa League. Now add in injuries that every team will get. So that's not an excuse. Injured players is not an excuse. Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney can't be relied on for a whole season. So I feel like we do maybe need to go and get better there. We've done that maybe at left back with Zinchenko, but then is Zinchenko going to play where Partey plays if he's injured? What if they're both injured? Then what do we do? Then El Neni's back in the team. Then Zinchenko at left. See where we're going with this? It's kind of peak. And then when you look at the other clubs and what they're doing around the world, it's like, how can Barcelona, that everyone said were finished, how can Barcelona literally just go bang, just like that? Look at the quality of players they have got in their team. And less than a year ago, everyone was laughing at that club. So how can their project, their process, gain that much traction and that much clout that they can attract these players in when they're apparently skint? And they were 9th in the table when Xavi got the job. He's been there, less than a year. And look how he's got them playing. We ain't even got a style of play. So, yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on all of that. Where will we finish? Who do you want to see us sign? Who do you want to see us get rid of? Because we've still got a lot of players still here. Pepe, Maitland-Niles, Nelson, Holding, Runnison. Who else is there? Cedric, Marie, Bellerin. Did I say Bellerin? So good they named him twice. Why are they still here? The season starts in 9 days? And all of them players are still here. Leno's another one. Apparently he's going to Fulham. Well, he's apparently been going to Fulham for time. It's literally around the corner from where he lives. Why aren't you there? What is the hold up at this club? Yeah, Nuno Tavares, there's another one. I've just named nearly half the squad. But apparently, this guy is the guy that's going to lead us back to the top. So leave it in the comments and let me know exact reason as to why this guy can overhaul Pep and Man City and Klopp at Liverpool. And on that bombshell, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm knackered. I'm going to get in bed. And yeah, it's all good. Make sure you smash the likes up on the video. That would be great. Let's see if we can get, 1,800 likes on the video. Leave your players in the comments. If you want to stick a thanks donation in, hit the thanks option, press the pencil in the top right of it after you've done it, and then write your message. And I'll be back again tomorrow. And yeah, have fun, people. I'll tear around.